Hello, y'all. Welcome to Not a Safe Space. Word of caution, some of the pictures in this may be disturbing to people who have a heart left. Okay, I'm going to go out on a limb here and suggest that neither Biden, Putin, or any EU leaders give a flying fuck about the people of Ukraine. The people of Ukraine are pawns in a great power conflict, and those great powers don't care if the last Ukrainian gives his or her life for their game of profit. Yes, it's always about profit. There are billions, if not trillions, of dollars at stake in this conflict, and the people of Ukraine mean nothing to those who stand to gain from this conflict. That is why diplomacy is not happening. The US, EU, NATO are determined to destroy Russia, and Russia foolishly took the bait and decided to invade Ukraine to foil their plans. Russia is the most resource rich country in the world, and that means huge value for either their current oligarchs or neo oligarchs working with Western oligarchs. If the West can effect regime change in Russia, it will open markets for Western oligarchs. If they cannot, those profits go to current Russian oligarchs. Fuck all these profit players. The only thing of importance is putting an end to the slaughter, but that seems impossible. The West, primarily the US, is determined to destroy Russia, and Russia is convinced it is facing an existential threat to its survival. And about that, Russia may be correct. So the only way out is to kill as many Ukrainians as possible and divide people on the issue as to who is in the right, when in reality, none of them are in the right. The war machine is a tool of the ruling elite to fight over resources that rightly belong to all of us. The earth and its riches are the food of humanity, but the oligarchs in all nations are hell-bent on usurping those resources to provide themselves with yachts and mansions in every corner of the world. How long will we keep buying into this bullshit? This has nothing to do with Putin being evil or the NATO being a defensive alliance. This is all about control of resources, as always. All of the key players in this drama are covered in blood, and workers around the world are simply cannon fodder for the self-serving goals of the elite. Fuck 'em all. Save the people of Ukraine. A diplomatic solution is the only way to stop the bloodbath. Russia controls the east of Ukraine, from the border of Russia to Crimea. That shit is in the bag for them. And the plan in the West is to allow the Ukrainian people to be ground into a hamburger in order to destroy the Russian economy. Neither the West nor Russia will back down at this point, and every day the risk of nuclear war increases. The lunatics are firmly in control of the asylum, and the people of Ukraine have no meaning to those lunatics. I implore you, I beseech you, stop buying into this binary idea of West or Russia having the moral high ground in this conflict, because neither does. The only way out of this slaughter is for Biden and Putin to meet and put the interest of humanity before their paranoid and greedy goals. Okay, not gonna happen. Just abandon all hope. Greed never dies and never relents. Neither does fear. And both sides are greedy as fuck, and the Russians are also afraid. Pity the people of Ukraine. Their oligarch president threw them to the wolves. The most cursory reading of history would allow one to predict that the US NATO offer for Ukraine to join NATO would inevitably result in war. And given Zelensky's inclination to join NATO, the resulting war was just gonna happen. That much was entirely predictable. But how this ends is anyone's guess.